Hello again. The purpose of this film will be to talk about basic instrument tie. So an instrument tie can be used with essentially any sort of suture thrown, whether it's an inverted, interrupted, figure of eight, mattress suture, or any type of suture. What this will do is you're using your instrument to tie the suture instead of your hands compared to a hand tie. So typically you're going to have the tail of your suture on one end of the wound and the long end of the suture. Usually the suture needle is going to be on the other end. So typically what I'll do is if you can protect your suture, you should, but you're using your instrument, your needle driver to tie the knot. So you're going to be holding your needle driver here instead of having it protected. So I'll hold the long end in my non-dominant hand. To start a suture like this, typically you're going to do what's called a surgeon's knot. So you wrap the suture 2 or 3 times around the end of your needle driver. You grab the tail of the suture and then you pull to align the knots. What you're going to do is you're going to want to cross your hands. If you don't cross your hands, what happens is this suture ends up kind of in a jumble or a ball, where if you have your hands crossed, you can see kind of the nice organization of that suture wrap here. What that double or triple wrap does is it helps hold those wound edges together, where if it's just a single wrap, typically those wound edges will become approximated very easily. So you've wrapped it 2 or 3 times there. You're wrapping in over your suture, over your needle driver, grabbing your needle, and this is where I switch to a vertical. So it really cinches that down. You've got nice approximation of your skin edges. You have your needle driver pulling tension away from you to seat that knot down, and you have your long end of your suture towards you in your non-dominant hand. That's when I put my needle driver in the middle of the wound, wrap the long string of the suture around the needle driver, grab the end of the suture tail, and now your needle driver is going to pull the suture tail towards you. So you're pulling tension towards you as opposed to away from you, and your non-dominant hand is holding the long tail of the suture away. Again, you put your instrument in the middle of over top of the knot that you have, wrap the suture towards you, grab the tail, and again, pull the other direction away from you. So it's these alternating throws that really get you that square knot. That square knot is going to be the strength of the suture. So instrument over the top of the knot, wrap in towards, and pull the other direction. So towards you this time, in the middle, wrap around, pull away. Middle, wrap around, pull towards. And you can do any series of knots. So the wrapping towards you and pulling away and towards you will give you that square knot, which is going to be the strongest knot to keep that suture intact. So going through that one more time, we're putting our instrument in the middle of the wound, wrapping 3 times for the surgeon's knot. We have to cross our hands to get that series of suture wraps to sit nicely in the middle of the wound. Wrapping, putting your instrument in the middle, wrapping that suture around. That's where I pull away to get that knot to seat down. Put your instrument in the middle, wrap the long suture around, pull your instrument, your needle driver towards you to tighten the suture. Needle driver in the middle, wrap towards the middle, pull away. Wrap towards the middle, pull towards you. So getting that choreographed maneuver of wrapping the instrument, and then pulling away and pulling towards you to get a series of square knots. For large fascial sutures, you're going to want these sutures to have at least 4 to 5 square knots. For smaller wounds not under tension, it can be a series of probably 2 to 3, so 4 to 5 throws, 4 to 6 throws depending on the tension of your suture.